wildlife photographer who was told to avoid sunlight captures stunning pictures from car backseat. A wildlife photographer who thought his career was over when he was told to avoid sunlight by doctors because he had colon cancer has captured a series of stunning pictures from the backseat of his car. Scott Wilson, 50, developed a severe sensitivity to sunlight when he underwent a grueling course of chemotherapy to treat an aggressive form of colon cancer. But he refused to give up on his passion and completely changed his technique, managing to snap some of his finest work from the confines of his SUV. Scott said, "I'll be honest, when I was diagnosed with cancer, photography wasn't the first thing that sprang to mind, but as I reconciled myself, it felt like I had been punched twice. Photography is my creative outlet, my escape, and the prospect of that being denied my chance to shoot, alongside a stage 4 cancer diagnosis, was excruciating. But I simply decided that was not how I wanted to live my life and I would simply find ways to work around the challenges. Suddenly a whole new genre opened up for me, shooting wildlife from the shaded safe haven of my car, and it was brilliant therapy for me as I worked through the chemo process." Glasgow-born Scott, who now lives in Colorado, U.S., where he is Global VP of Corporate Affairs at Molson Coors Brewing Company, was diagnosed with colon cancer in August 2016. He was told the 13 cm tumor had been growing for around 5 years and had already spread to his liver. Doctors immediately operated and started a 40-week course of chemotherapy to try and control the spread, but the drugs left Scott with hyperphotosensitivity, a common side effect. The condition causes sufferers' skin to become ultra-sensitive to sunlight, and can mean they develop a very red face and have a severe acne reaction. Scott said, "The recommendation is to avoid sunlight altogether, not easy in Colorado which gets 300 days of sunshine a year. But I simply decided that was not how I wanted to live my life and I would simply find ways to work around the challenges. I continued to shoot landscapes, only I did so purely in the dark. The breakthrough came when I realized the abundance of car-accessible wildlife on my doorstep in Colorado's state parks. There were real benefits. The car acts like a hide and animals are far less likely to be spooked by a stationary vehicle than they are by a human. Clearly, there's a comfort factor too. I could sit for hours waiting for a perfect moment and just work away on emails on my phone or laptop. While others may have found the change in working environment too much to handle, Scott used it to his advantage, coming up with clever hacks to help him out. The genre itself was a massive change, he said. I needed bigger, faster lenses and simple things like a huge bin bag to put over the car door to stabilize the lens when I was shooting through the window. I found I was missing shots because I couldn't feel the shutter release anymore, so I put a little paint spot on the shutter, rather like a braille dot, so I could feel things more easily. There were practical considerations too, quite apart from the illness, where I learned that sitting in the back of my car, rather than the front, gave me greater mobility if an animal moved to other side of my car. Trying to vault a gear stick with a 400mm lens in your hands is not easy. After a year of in-car wildlife photography, Scott turned his work into a photo book titled Through the Window, a photographic tale of cancer recovery. He has used it to help raise nearly $40,000 for colon cancer research and awareness. He added, "When I hit on the fundraising book idea, it became much more than that. It was such a powerful driver of my positive outlook and mindset. I will never detract from the medical brilliance which has saved my life, but I do also believe that a positive mindset can be a significant and uplifting contributing factor." That's when I realized the book's real purpose, and my real purpose as a photographer, was to provide that stepping stone into the still difficult cancer conversation. I have since become a very determined advocate for early detection, screening and raising awareness of the growth of colorectal cancers in young people. The book is available through Scott's website, www.wilsonexp.com.